Now, so since I've created the repository, first I'll go to this kind of an icon that you see. I'm gonna hit it. It says initialize repository. So it already has been linked to a repository. You said no, not. I can see it has already been, I suppose. Yesterday, right? This is what I think. Now let's go to this point and go to remote and remove remote then instead of adding remote. It's a very clumsy and a very, your repository has no remote. So that means there is no remote to it. Fine, then no problem. Let me just go back. What happened? Oh, yeah. Keeping an eye also. Good. Besides talking. So remote, add remote. I'll pass that thing over there. And the one that I copied from the Git and add it. It says the name I'm going to name is main. It's main. I'm passing it. I just, I pass any name over there sometimes. So once you pass main and then enter this thing, and here I'll pass a message like first commit of sales order. Any message that, why do you pass a message over here? Because it keeps sort of a reference for you, okay? That in the first commit, this is what I did. Sales order. Okay, first commit of sales orders. Okay, yeah. So fine, we can commit it now. Before committing, there is one more thing. You have to stage your changes. So go to more action again, go to changes and say stage all changes. This way all U will become A. Now they are like added to the index, some kind of a packing, and then do a commit. Okay. So, and after commit, you can publish the branch. I'm publishing the branch. Commit changes on main. Now what, in order to check, I publish the branch and then here is the branch. This is sales order B12. So I'm going to refresh this thing. And you can see the first commit done now with first commit of sales order. And there aren't any more commits in it. So if you later do some changes in it, let's say you, and now the Git is is keeping an eye on you. So if you go to your source code and if you add something to the view, let's say sales order, if I go on the top and see, keep a check on it. If you go on the top and add a button, you see this clock-like thing immediately appeared. Button, you see, now that means it says that I've made one change. Okay, so one has come over here. So this is how it keeps a track of everything that you do. And next time when you commit, you don't have to do the URL stuff anymore. All right. So let me just commit once again. So after making a change, BUTTON button, I'm just adding a button with more things in it. BUTTON button. And I'll add a text to it and I'll say change, check, git. So, okay, fine. So I've done it. Now I will again go to the source code. And see, this is the part that's saying that I have to commit sales order view one commit. So I'll say second commit, added a button. Okay. And then I commit it. So first I need to stage the change, stage all changes. So this thing got staged. Now I'm just going to commit it and sync the change because I have done it. So what is this thing? First, it pulls everything and then pushes the thing. Sometimes it becomes very clumsy to operate, okay? Now, 2 minutes ago, and there is just one commit over here. When you refresh the page, you see added a button, and this is the second commit that I did. So this is how you can just go ahead, and if you keep on making the changes on the Git, it is registered, and if you do that, it's done. So I think you must have done with the commit. Let me just. So after this, once we have pushed or we did not push, it has got nothing to do with the deployment. So let me just go to, and also let me float it. Okay, now we are going to deploy the app. How will we do that? So go to the terminal, and our app is working. To some extent, it's giving us the data for this thing. Okay, let me just change the things that I've made over here. I made it sales. Let me add it. If you have missed it, do add it to sales orders. Don't keep it sales order, because we're going to deploy it now. And check your app, it's working, at least giving one data, one record. Now you just check this thing, it's coming or not, at least one data is coming. Now we are going back into the terminal and do a control C a couple of times, as I said, because it makes room, although one control C is enough. Okay, and now we can just go ahead and do an MBT build. MBT build. This thing is going to pack your project, into some kind of way, package. This is what as building is. So packing your project for deployment. So the moment I do MBT build, you will see that a folder will appear over here containing, that package. So you see the MTA archives. You can see a new folder has appeared on top. Inside that, this is your project that you're going to deploy, all right? So after this, you need to deploy your project. So how are you going to deploy the project? So first, you need to log into your Cloud Foundry. I'm doing CF login, all right? Email, it's asking me to put, and the email is whatever the email. Put your credentials, cool, hot, mobile at. Yeah, it is already there. You don't have it? Okay, go to the point where you can get the API endpoint is here, and go to your trial. In the trial section, you will find your API endpoint somewhere here. Just copy this part like this, API endpoint, Control C, go back to, it's the Cloud Foundry environment. So you have to come back to your place and just paste it like this over here. Let me just paste it. Are you sure you want to paste 3 lines of, no, cancel, I just did something. Let me just check it if the 2 things are the same or not. It is 10001 HANA on demand.com and 10001, okay, the same thing. After that, put your email, coolhotmobile at gmail.com. Yeah. So yeah, this is the BTP account email I'm passing over there. You don't have a separate account for a BAS. Everything is the same, you know. Once you have put the email, just press enter. And when you pass the passwords, you will not see the passwords coming over there. So don't get bothered about it. Just go and keep doing it. If it's correct, it will take in, otherwise it'll ask you to re-log in. I press enter and fine. So my password is correct, what I put over there, which you couldn't see, and authenticating, okay. And now you need to pass the org ID, which is normally at the top over here, 6E4C, the same thing. And normally is the first one, 6E. So I'll just type 1 over there. And then I'll just press enter. Okay, so once I go to org, and the first one is the org, I press enter over here, and it gives me these credentials over here. So fine. Now I have to deploy the app. So I will give a command cf deploy. Cf deploy. What do we want to deploy? We want to deploy this MTA archive. MTA underscore archives and slash the name of the project. APP was a shortcut to you type APP, then you get the rest of it. Do you know any shortcut for it? Some slash space, you do something. Can you tell me? You get suggestions. What do you do for the suggestions? One is space bar, the other one is tab space. Have you used the space bar for any kind of suggestion anytime? Control space bar or something? Yeah, what? Control space. It does work over here, but I think there is some other thing. APP. So be, careful when you are writing it. Sales order display batch underscore batch 12 underscore 0.0.1.mtar. This is what you have to enter. CF deploy MTA archives app sales order display sales order display batch 12 underscore 0.0.1 mtar, right? Shall I enter it now? So it is now deploying my app, and you can see that these are the things. Those are like access UA services and destination services, and those things are being deployed. Let me just add one more thing over here. And right now we are working on the front end side. If you really were working on the back end side, and when you try deploying the thing, it takes 2, 3, 5, 10 times to deploy it. So every time you have to do the changes, and it's really a very troublesome process to do that. Did it deploy? Did it deploy for you? In that case, let me just go and check whether the thing has deployed or not. For that, you need to go to the HTML5 applications over here on the same page. Trial account, HTML5 applications. And you see there is an app named app sales order display batch 12 is deployed, right? And if you click on this app, I'm just clicking on this app, right? And if it works over here, that means things are fine. Log in. Okay, see, my apps come with the same kind of data set that's coming. And of course, the second number is working for me. So for now, you know what? So as you can see, that over here, you can see multiple apps have been deployed with different names over here, all right? So this is the app that we deployed today. So you will see the first one only, all right? The next part is that you have to go to your, have you got your app over here, everybody? Yes. When you come to the content manager, there is a create button over here. Create. Go to app section. And now you need to add the credentials over here. So it says that add application title. So SO, sales order, something like that. Sales order. And description for displaying. Don't wait for me to write over here, okay? For displaying sales order. And the system is, it's simply a ES5 system that I'm using. And the API technology here, we just leave it. We don't do anything. To the relative path over here, that's the kind of a thing that you need to take, put your attention. You need to go to this part where you were seeing your app after you click that on the HTML content, which is this one. Okay, this is the one, okay? When you clicked on the HTML content here, I'm just going to the background only. Okay. Okay, so when you come to the yeah. So you see, when you come to the HTML5 applications, let me just cancel it once again, and so that we should not get into some kind of, this trouble. I don't need this Git also anymore. So I have just got three things: my content manager, the thing that you see, and now I'm just going to hit this one that got deployed as a HTML5 application. I just click on it, and it takes me to the app that I deployed right now. And here you can see this part from after the hanaondemand.com. We're going to copy it till, I'm going to say up to the points till you get index.html. Okay, got it to the last, including the slash from here. I do a control C. From where are you doing that? From the deployed app that was on the HTML5 repository. I clicked it, it opened up, and I'm just passing this path the relative path of the app. I'll go back to the content manager and I'll just paste it over here. The same thing. All right, you see that? Just pasted it. Once again, this part after .com, the slash part, and up to the last, that is index.html. This is a URL that I've passed in the content manager. So this is where the app is referencing the things from. So app is sitting somewhere and you're providing the path to it, and done it. Just save it. Just save the thing. It asks for a semantic object. Now you see, when we were making the app, that time it looked for the semantic object. Again, it is looking for the same thing. Sales orders, read. So from configuration, we reached to navigation. And in the semantic object, I wrote some things on it, like sales order read. And that is done now, okay?
So that's the thing we gave concierge should be same, right?
No, it doesn't matter, I think. You know, I tried doing that. And it's a good thing that you remember also that thing.
So once can you
Let me just, okay, configuration. Because this whole first finish all the tabs over here. Go to navigation, do that, sales order read, go to visualization. There is you can add some couple of things over here like subtitle for the app and full sales order view, and that's it. And this app is supported in desktop, tablet, mobile. That's it. And there is a icon that you can also add over here. Let me see. I'm just randomly picking.
One activity session planned now.
Okay, for whom?
For this batch.
Okay.
Can you please send them to 269?
Yeah, I will.
No, it's now and it will go on the 5.
Okay, fine. So there is an activity planned for you guys in room number 229, I suppose she said. So